least on Sunday mornings, some of your physical workout happens. So now it's time for the mind to work out. Yes? So are you all set? Today is going to be an epic day in your journey, in my journey. I can promise you this, because today we have something very, very special coming up. Okay? But before we, invite the person to come and share, his wisdom from his journey, we need to be ready. Yes? So are you all ready? I'm not getting the feel yet, so I'm not going to invite him just yet. Okay. Some of you are excited. Some of you are getting there. Some of you just woken up. So guys, get up, because today is going to be brilliant. So before we do that, we need to get ready, and the first thing we need to do is that we need to prepare our minds to receive, and our minds are best suited to receive when they are completely empty. Okay, so we are going to do a little exercise, a little ritual which we do to get into the zone to receive. And if you are here for the first time, you don't know what's happening, just follow what's happening on screen. And if you still don't understand, then talk to your upline after this training. Yeah, so guys, we are going to do that ritual. So close your eyes, take a deep breath, hold your virtual cup in your left hand, and start putting anything in your mind that's there into that virtual cup. How the last week went, how the last month went, all the good things that happened, all the checks you made, all the signups that happened, the ones that just got missed, okay, all the things in office, the pandemic, everything, just put into that cup till you feel lighter and the cup feels heavier. And once you reach that stage, just turn around the cup, empty it, take a deep breath, open your eyes. Welcome to the Infinity System. Are you feeling better? Ready? Yeah? Okay. Great. And the other thing to do is that, when today you are going to hear from somebody who's, highly experienced. Okay. But as human beings, we are, one of the qualities that we've been given is that we are very, very judgmental, and our mind keeps judging on various things. So today you need to put that aside. Okay, don't judge the speaker, how he looks, how he talks. Focus on what is being said. Okay, and that is where you will get what you need. Promise? Yes? Okay, fantastic. And one more thing. For the last few weeks, there has been this issue with Zoom that we've been trying to solve. A lot of you, I can see, still have that major issue with Zoom. So what we did on your behalf, okay, on your behalf. So In-Service went all around the world and spoke to many experts, okay, and we found one of the best experts. His name is Billy Smith, okay, and asked him if there was a solution to this problem that some of you had for many weeks. And we paid him a lot of money, okay, to give us this solution. So if you are all ready, I'm going to share that. I'm going to ask In-Service to share that solution with you. We've done a lot of hard work in the last couple of weeks to get you this, okay. So I hope this solves your major issue that you've been experiencing with Zoom. So before we get into the training, I would like to invite Mr. Billy Smith to help us, help all of us, a lot of us, to sort out, this issue. And hopefully, after you see this, this issue should get resolved. If after this also this issue does not get resolved, then the issue is not with Zoom. Then you know where the issue is, right? So are you all ready to, yeah? So In-Service, can we invite Mr. Smith to share his wonderful solution, with us?
All right, so the first thing we're going to do is just very basic. We're going to make sure that we have video turned on in Zoom. So at the bottom here in the bar, if you see it look like this, where it just has a little red line over the camera and it says start video, go ahead and select that. And then that should turn on your webcam.
Interesting, right? We've paid a lot of money. We've gone to all across the world to get you this solution. So guys, get your videos on here. Come on. Okay, because if you don't have your videos on, you are just you're wasting your time here. You're just telling yourself that you're here by force and not by choice. And if you're here by force, then don't be. Because switching on your video, you are just telling yourself that I am, for the next 1.5 hours, going to be here 100% and ready to receive. So yeah. So great. So that's all that I have, and now I'm going to tell you a little bit about this person. I'm very, very excited, and this is like a dream getting ticked for me. This is the first time I'm doing this, for this person, and it's a privilege that I have today, and I'm honored to be able to introduce this person, to you all. So this is somebody who's been part of the business for a very, very long time, in a very, very long time. A very long time. Okay, and before the business, this person was a computer engineer, and worked as a computer engineer for some time, and found that life to be miserable, and was looking to do something more. Okay, he's somebody who comes from the beautiful country of Sudan. Okay, but today he's like a world citizen. He's today he lives in Dubai, with his family, and he's somebody who's been all over the world. In fact, I know that he's also somebody who's studied in in India, in Hyderabad as well. Okay, and don't be surprised if he starts talking to you in Hindi, because he knows it very well. Okay, but who's somebody today, when he started the business, went through all possible challenges you can think of. Okay, but he is somebody who was determined and knew that this was his last ship, and today is one of the most successful networkers on the planet. Okay, he has markets across the world, Sudan, Egypt, UAE, all over Africa. So somebody who's built markets, leaders all across the world. And when he goes to his team events and all, the kind of reception he gets from his people, the kind of love he receives from his people is unbelievable. I've seen some videos, and after this you must also go and Google it, because that's the kind of inspiration he is to people across the world. I saw him for the first time at a Vcon, and he was those I saw him, and he was in service at Vcon, and when I saw him, I was a participant there, and he was one of those people you look at and you say, that's how I want to be. The kind of charisma, the kind of personality that he carried. He's like an enigma, to me, and eventually over the years, it's been my honor to get to know him. We've served together at many Vcons after that, and getting to know him has been a total revelation for me, because he's one of the most humblest people you'll come across. He's always ready to help, whatever you will go up to him for. It may, like in Vcon, he is in a different department, I'm in a different department, but you walk up to him and ask him for anything, he will go out of his way to help you. And he's somebody who loves having a lot of fun. He loves filmy songs, and by the way, he's also a very good singer himself. Okay, and I hope he does a little number for us today, as part of the training. But he's somebody who's extremely fun-loving, and he's one of the most handsome speakers that you would have ever, come across. And I am 100% sure that one day, he will also become a major film star, somewhere in Bollywood, Hollywood, somewhere. I am 100% sure. But he's already a rock star. Okay, he's already a rock star. He's somebody who's redefined the way this business is done, and is somebody who is extremely successful. And today we are all very, very privileged so to have him with us, and he's been very, very gracious. I asked him once, and I didn't even have to ask twice, and he said whenever you want. And that's the kind of man he is. He's always ready to help. Okay, so we are very, very privileged. We are very, very honored to have him. But before I invite him, I want to show you a little bit about him. Okay, so a little video that shows what he is and who he is. So in service, if you can have the video.
Magic System, Red One, Shah Comme d'habitude on est calé, comme toujours ça va aller. On te met l'ambiance à gogo, tous ensemble on fait le show.
On t'invite à la magie, y a pas de raccourci. Oublie tes soucis, c'est bien faire la folie.
On t'invite à la magie, y a pas de raccourci. Oublie tes soucis. Oh, 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 oh.
So Infinity, are you ready to welcome this person, associate V partner? He's part of the alliance. He's AHO2, and somebody who's truly, always in service. Somebody who lives the values of, in service day in and day out, and somebody who's today going to, bless us with his presence and his wisdom. So guys, please help me welcome and give the warmest Infinity welcome to associate V partner ABBAS.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Hey, Mohit.
Yes.
Was that me that you were talking about?
Every single
hearing to Mohit speaking, you made it harder for me, my brother Mohit.
No, bro.
Okay, thank you very much for all these lovely words, and thank you for having me here. Good morning, everyone. Okay, let me just have a quick quick look to everyone here. All right. So those of you who are seeing me for the first time, please do not panic. For the first 5 minutes, you might not like me. You can ask Mohit. The first time we met, okay? But after 5 minutes, we will become, inshallah, good friends. Is that okay? Okay, so now I know Mohit actually for a very long time. We served together in Vcon. He's a good brother of mine. And whatever he was speaking about me, it really, you know, he's just a brother. We're just brothers, knowing each other for a long time. And I am just in service. I am nobody, but someone who's trying to fulfill Datu Sri's vision or Japa's vision, that is raise yourself to help mankind. All right. So today, first of all, you have to forgive my poor English. Okay. I'll tell you in the story, I'll tell you how did I learn English. Okay. And Mohit said it that I learned, I did my degree in India in a beautiful city called Hyderabad in Andhra Pradesh. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't speak Telugu. Okay. I can speak Torah Hindi. Okay. I am inspired by all the Bollywood movies. Okay. And I can sing Hindi songs. I don't know, Mohit, where did you hear me singing Hindi songs? But yeah, let me try do this. Okay. I'll start by trying to sing a Hindi song if you all can sing with me. Promise? Okay, it's one of my favorite movies. But I love Shah Rukh Khan. Who loves Shah Rukh Khan? Anyone here loves Shah Rukh Khan? Okay, so let me try to sing this. Okay, so all of you, I'm looking at you on both iPad and computer. So you're gonna sing with me, right? Okay. Mohit also? Mohit, are you gonna sing with me?
I cannot sing to save my life.
If you cannot sing, then I cannot sing also.
No,
If
please.
you can. Okay, so let's try. Tohe tu jannat meri, tohe mera juno, tohe tu mannat meri, tohe roka suko, tohe akiyo ki tandak, तो ही दिल के ही तस्दक और कुछ ना जानो मैं बस इतना ही जानो तुझ में रब दिखता है यारा मैं क्या करूं तुझ में रब दिखता है यारा मैं क्या करूं सजदे सर झुकता है. Is that good? All right. I'm just trying my best. Okay, so let's go to the why we are here today. Okay, I'm trying to make it very simple today. Okay, because I'm not here as a teacher. I'm here as a brother to all of you. I'm someone who just started this journey before you. That's the only difference. So there is no difference. Okay, I joined. Some of you hear today about the success of the V elite leaders, V councils, AVPs, V partners, and you think that maybe some of you they think that we born as leaders, we born as VCs or V elite leaders or V partners. No, I have a same tracking center as you. HF008145. This is my tracking center ID. So each one has a tracking center ID given by the company to build this. Okay, so you consider this tracking center as a Ferrari. Okay, it's the Ferrari. So some, they don't know how to drive. Is this a problem? No, because we will learn how to drive. Some they spend much time in learning how to drive and they become masters. And some they don't know how to drive and they don't give much time to learn how to drive and they don't learn how to drive. Very simple. But the Ferrari is the same. The car is the same with the same speed. Okay. So when I joined this business very long ago, as Mohit just said, I studied in India and came back to my country, Sudan, hoping that life is going to be easy. I did BCom course, and I've done so many online computer courses, MCSE, CCNA, CCNP, A plus, Network plus, C plus, every, like I had a CV of 29 pages. Like I got many certificates from India. And the reason why I choose to study in India, because all my studies was in Arabic language. Okay, and my brother advised me to travel to a country where I can study in English. Okay, so there was good and a bad part on it, because I landed to a country where I speak zero English. Zero English. When I landed to India, I used to translate the THE, this word. I used to go for my translation and translate simple word. What does was mean? I know is, but I don't know was. Okay, so this kind of thing. Okay, my first year in the college, I didn't know what are they talking about, what my teacher is talking about. Okay, how did I learn English? Is by practicing, by getting some good friends. It's the same way. How did I learn few Hindi also? It's just by practicing and by being around. QNET also helped me a lot, because when I joined QNET, as Mohit said many years ago. That's been over 18 years now, almost 19 years. So in QNET, like when I meet Mohit, we only speak in English. So I practice my English with my brothers and sisters. Okay. Okay. So if one word went wrong, please forgive me. Okay. That means I run out of my vocabulary. So I'll try to pick up soon. Okay. So why did I join QNET? Very simple. Because when I came back after the studies, I found out that life is very tough. And suddenly I realized that I am totally broke. And I wanted to take care of my family, because the reason why I made it to India to study is I wanted to take care of my family. Okay, because I lost my father before I traveled to India. So I made a promise. I travel to India, study, get back, and become the person in charge. But this did not happen. Okay, so I found an opportunity called QNET. I was not in any of my friends' contact list. This is surprise number one. That means some of you called you. You were part of you were in someone's contact list. He or she reached you and said, come, there is a business opportunity. Okay, I was not in anyone's contact list, but I was looking for opportunities. I heard about something called QNET and I started to look for it. I thought it's a traditional company or a traditional business where I can apply for a normal job. Okay, but the reason why nobody wrote me in his contact list, I had so many friends join QNET before me. Why I was not in their contact list? Because they prejudged. They never imagined that I'm kind of a person who can do this business. Okay, so they just said, hey, Ibn, no, he will not do this business. Okay, but I joined. I looked for someone who is in QNET. I begged him, please show me, explain to me how can I do this business. And he showed me the plan, and I had to borrow the money, same like so many of you. Can I see the hands of those who borrowed the money to join QNET? Thank you very much and welcome. You will become AVP soon. So borrowing the money is the first step to become successful in QNET. Okay, because you will now feel the value of the money when you borrow it. Okay, even those who did not borrow it, of course, the money was not just thrown like that and you just took it and joined QNET. Okay, you gave QNET business a higher priority. Okay, that's why we are all here. Okay, so what happened is, let me just very simply, I'll try to explain it in a simple way. Okay, if I'm allowed to share my screen. Yes. All right. Is it can you see my screen, Mohit? No. No. Huh? Okay. Let me stop. I try once again. How about now? Is it coming? Can you see? No, not coming, right? Yeah, because I can see also a black. Okay. I'll try once again. Maybe it will work this time. Otherwise, I'll continue without. All right. Abitika? All right. Okay, so I'll just try to make it very simple. So my character, before joining QNET, I'm a person, I call myself, what do you call the person who always analyze things? Analyst, right? We call it analyst. Okay, so I used to analyze everything, but there is two ways of analyzing things. There's a negative way and a positive way of analyzing. Okay, the negative way is when you analyze something just for the sake of analyzing it, and that analysis will not help you to grow. For example, in QNET, where did my upline place me, left or right? Will this help you to grow? Okay, am I in his cash out or in his cash in? This is all negative analysis. Okay, so when I earn my first commission, how much will my upline earn? Okay, you will, if not you, you will one day find someone who analyze like that. I say, okay, how much they charge me for the event and why? Okay, in case if we have 500 packs and they're charging this amount, what they will do with the money? This is all negative analysis, and this will not help you to grow. Okay, but the positive analysis, because it's very simple. The person who showed me the plan, same like the person who showed you the plan, he just simply drew this circle. Okay, and then he said, one on the right and one on the left. Very simple. Let's just follow this. Okay, so I realized he said, this is you. And he said one thing, and said, you will be called as an IR, which is independent representative. Okay, so regardless of how many BVs and this is all, of course, you will follow your system. Maybe some they join 7,000 BV, some they join 21,000 BV, 3,000 BV. It's all on the system, but this is you. And then when you will refer A and B, okay, let's say A and B. Okay, then you will help A and B also refer C and D. Very simple. Drawing he did. Okay, regardless of the the BVs. Okay, so first question is C, D, and E, F. So when I went back home, I had to ask myself, first question, why did he wrote this is you? Why did not draw his network and say, this is him, and then I will place you here. Why he started the chart by drawing me? He said, this is you. This is my first question. I wanted to analyze this. As we agreed, positive analysis is the analysis that will help you to grow by asking yourself, what's in it for me? The second question was, okay, so this is the first question. Second question, IR. What is IR? Stand for independent representative. All right. Okay. Then he said we are e-commerce. E-commerce. I had no idea about e-commerce, but as far as I know, e-commerce is something we do online. So I had to sit with myself, not to understand how much money I can make, because he don't see. I did not understand actually the details of the plan. To be very honest, I did not understand the details of the plan. I only could understand this sign, because he was writing, you know, doing same and drawing this. You will make this. You will make this. So I can understand this, the dollar sign. Okay, so definitely there is money coming. But first question, why you? The answer for this, that means this person, my upline, is here to talk to me about me, not about him. So he's here to talk to me about my business, not his business. So whatever he was talking about is something will help me, not him. This is my understanding. This is my this is how I analyzed. Okay, that means this business is my business, not his business. Okay, you know, if I did not understand this, imagine if I did not understand that this is my business. Today, the person who showed me the plan is no longer doing QNET business. Can you imagine? So if I join this business, considering that this is his business and I'm doing this for him, by today, where would I be? Somewhere, switching off. Okay, so you must consider that this business is your business, first of all, okay? And you are not doing this business for anyone. You are not doing it for your upline. You are doing it with your upline. There's a big difference. The upline, downline is just a way to calculate the commissions. Okay, but upline, there's nobody here is up on you. and you will not place someone under you. How come if I place my sister or my mother, how come I place them under me? There's nothing called under and up. We are all together. This is just a terms to calculate the commissions called upline, downline. Okay, so first thing that this business is, this is what I understood, that this business is my business. All right. Sorry. I missed this page. No problem. I'll go for one more. Right. Always remember, this is you. That means the business starts with you. Okay, so number one, this is my business, not my upline business. IR is independent representative, right? That means I am independent. I'm doing this as a businessman and a businesswoman. And if you go through the plan on how the system works, the infinity system, you will see the potential of this tracking center. It's the same potential. You have the same potential as Mohit. It's not because Mohit is a senior leader, that means he has more potential than you. We all have the same, you have the same potential as AVP Sharpun to earn the same commission. You have the same potential as all the appliance V partner Dev Wadwani. So we are all the same. But what is the capital? To start any business, you need a capital, right? Okay. In QNET business, do we actually have capital? Do we call the money we pay to join QNET as capital? No. But any other business, because this is how when I had to see this, all this happened before I even start doing the business. I had to ask myself whether I'm in the right place, because I have to put QNET business and any traditional business. Just compare. In the traditional business, what do I want? I want capital, big amount of money, expecting less income with a high amount of risk. Capital, big amount, less income, and high amount of risk. In QNET, what is the capital? In terms, see, this is what I analyzed. I found out that I will pay some amount to buy a product. For example, I paid 500 rupees to buy this t-shirt, for example. Do I call, it's a product, by the way, this is a product. Do I call this product as, do I call the money I paid to buy this t-shirt as a capital? No, this is not a capital. This is a product we bought to join QNET. So what is the capital then? The real capital in QNET is time and effort. This is the capital. If you want to invest, if you want to become successful, you have to invest much time, much effort, not only much money. That's why when I invite people to join QNET, I don't call them, hey, come and invest your money in QNET, because money, we don't invest money in QNET. You only invest time and a capital. The money you pay to QNET, you got a product already, either a watch, or you're using a filter, home PO, or you are using a vacation. You are enjoying the product. So this is not the capital. So QNET business, money-wise, capital is zero. This is a business we cannot find anywhere. Money-wise, zero capital. But the real capital is the time and effort. Okay. So looking to all this, going back to talk about the potential, I had to talk about the potential. So having all this on business, I'm an entrepreneur, businessman, who can do this business anytime, anywhere. It's a global business. Anywhere that has internet connection. Even in the desert, if there is internet connection, I can build this business. And the potential, what do I mean by this potential? This is my understanding, okay? How many of you driving a car? Do you drive a car? Okay, so you see the speed of the car, okay? Okay, I'll get Chirag as an example. Chirag, you see the speed of the car. Some cars, the speed is 200. 180, 260, 200, it depends. So when you see the speed of the car, the highest speed, this is, what does this indicate? It indicates that my car is capable of reaching to this speed. Even if I'm driving it only 40 kilometers, 60 kilometers. But I can drive it till 100. Depends on my skills, okay, and on the road. Okay, so when I have a tracking center that can earn only, let's see, only if I am 3,000 headers. I know some of you are more than 3,000 headers, but let's talk about only if 3,000 headers, maxing out only in gold, for example. See, I'm taking gold because gold is the first step for you to become serious as a networker. I don't consider bronze and silver, because bronze only for my grandmother, because my grandmother can buy a product and not do the business, so she will remain bronze. Okay, so you take note of this. You cannot remain bronze, because bronze is not for those who want to do the business. Bronze is for people who wants to buy products only. Okay, but the first step towards doing this business seriously is becoming gold. So if you're maxing out in gold, let's say $12,500 a week, 3 tracking center, this is $37,500 every week, which comes $150,000 every month. This is only step number 1, the potential of maxing out 3 tracking center only if you are a gold rank. I know some of you are sapphire or platinum. If you are platinum, you max out 16.4. If you are diamond, you max out 20,100. Okay, so imagine all these people, all these leaders, they're making a lot of money. They are not better than us. Okay, so before thinking to borrow the money and join QNET, I already reached to all these conclusions of analysis. I did not do any research. I had to sit with myself, calculate, analyze, and come into a point whether this business will work for me or no. Because I know I'm a person who always, when I start something, I cannot return, I cannot go back. And I always share my story of going to India, because at the first time going to India, when I landed in Bombay airport, okay, you know the story, Mohit knows the story, that I have watched a movie, okay, Hindi movie that shooted in Australia. The movie name was Soldier, Bobby Deol and Preeti Zinta. Okay, so I thought that was India. So when I decided to go to study in India, all, you know, I was seeing all the Preeti Zinta, you know, kind of like, I thought that this will be India. When I landed in Bombay airport, those of you who've been to Bombay, okay, from the airport, you see all the, you know, the slimes, the same like how the movie Slumdog Millionaire, slum areas. Okay, so if I had a return ticket, if I had that time a return ticket, believe me, I would not stay one night in India. So I'm just being very honest. Okay, but the reason why I spent 4 years in India, I did all this degree and I did so many achievements in India, okay, only because my ticket was one-way ticket to India, not two-way. So anything, I believe, when I got married, it's one-way ticket. When I went to India, it's one-way ticket, no return. When I joined QNET, it's one-way ticket. So before I joined QNET, I had to ask myself, hey, is this the business? Is this it? I had a lot of dreams, so is this the right business? So I did all this research and analysis, and I found out that there's no business in the world will even come closer to this opportunity. This is the opportunity that everybody should take very seriously. And I started the journey with the potential of maxing out. I started the journey with the responsibility that I have towards my family. Okay. And what happened? Did I made it immediately day one? No. No. I struggled. It took me 3 years, by the way. It took me 3 years to, you know, how the plane go in the runway, try to find the right path to take off. Okay, it took me 3 years to take off. Okay, what happened? Why I was not earning? Okay, although I was doing all the work. Okay, because of the rejections, which is normal, will happen. Why people reject us? Why? Why people reject us? They just don't believe. Simply don't believe. And some of you now listening to me talking about the potential of you becoming a millionaire from QNET, some of you might have a small doubt. Because some of you might not see themselves, might not be able to see themselves a millionaire. Millionaire, that means millions of dollars. Okay? Because when I joined, we were so many people. I had so many friends who are uplines and downlines. And anytime the uplines talk about the max out and talking about a minimum $150 every month, majority used to laugh. Majority used to take it as a joke. Then if I was not going to earn this amount, I asked myself, if I was not going to become a millionaire, then why did I join this business? Why did I struggle and borrow the money and join? Why am I here facing all the challenges and rejections? So many people are waiting to see and to touch and to feel the success. So giving up was not an option. So I started to talk to people. They say no. Talk to people. All my friends, they said no. All my friends, they said no. And then family members, they said no. Okay. Later, I found out that I was not explaining the business in the right way. Later, I found out that, hey, the reason why I was slow, because I was not applying the system 100%. I was not implementing the system that I learned from the upline. But many challenges happened. Why I did not have the option to quit? Because if you remember the analysis that I made, that this is my business. Okay, so tomorrow when you start your own, let's say someone started a small business. Okay, I still remember what's his name? Sanu. Sanu is a good friend that his father used to have a small pan shop next to my building when I was in Hyderabad. Okay, it's a pan shop, small. But I always look at Sanu's father, the owner of this pan shop, how he behaves. It's a small pan shop, okay? And I asked Sanu, how much did your father spend on this pan shop? There was a lot of money. Lot of money. And how much are you earning from this? But I copied the behavior. Because this is how I learned from Chief. That to become successful in QNET, 99% depends on your attitude and behavior towards what you are doing. Chief said it once. Only 1% is the skills that you are going to learn from your uplines. 1% is the skills that you are going to learn and the practice you are going to make. Okay. So same thing. We both of us, we bought the Ferrari. Okay. If you bought the Ferrari only to take picture with, to take selfie with, to wash, to play music on it and not to drive it, then why you are buying it? Because some people, they join QNET, but they fall in a comfort zone. Every Sunday, they're coming for a positive meeting, because this, have you noticed that this positive environment, you will never find anywhere. This environment, when you come to Infinity System every Sunday, this environment is not there. When you go out there, it's not there. Out there, it's all negative people. So some people, they fall in a comfort zone. They love coming every Sunday only to listen to Mohit speaking or to listen to the upline speaking to get energized, inspired, but they don't do the work. This is same like when you buy a Ferrari. Every morning, good morning, my Ferrari. And you take a picture of your Ferrari and you put on your social media and you take a selfie with your Ferrari and you wash it every day. Every day you do a video selfie from inside your Ferrari. Guys, good morning, I am in my Ferrari. Okay, and you play all the type of Hindi songs and you dance in your Ferrari. You do everything, but you don't drive it. This is not the reason why we bought the car. It can be any car, not a Ferrari. The reason why we buy the car to drive it. We join QNET to make money. Okay, so that's why. So to make money, first step that we have to feel the responsibility towards our own business. Okay, because I also used to depend sometimes on my uplines. As a responsible, as a businessman, as a businesswoman, as an entrepreneur, this is your own business. You cannot wait for the upline to wake you up in the morning. You cannot wait for someone to remind you of why you joined this. You cannot wait for someone to push you. This is very important. Because at the beginning, I fall in this comfort zone by, misunderstanding the concept of being a downline. So I said a downline, that means maybe I have to wait for him. So being a downline, we just said it today. Being a downline does not mean that you work for someone. A downline, that means you work with someone, because a downline will soon become an upline. Like that. You will not be a downline forever. It's maybe day one, day two, you are upline already. So you have to learn on how you can lead your people, not manage your people, not by becoming a boss, because they all wants to achieve the same level of success. Okay, so I joined the business and I started to talk to people, and they started to say no, 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 no. My first 79 presentation was no. Like it took me took me quite long time to get my first sign up, 4 months. Okay, and I always refer to this to tell that the person who is speaking to you is not speaking to you because he is better than you. Okay, so Mohit gave me this opportunity today to speak to you, not because I am better than you. It is only because I have something to share with you. Okay, but so many people listening to me right now who are better than me. Okay, can I see the hands of those who found their first sign up in less than 4 months? Can I see the hands? Your first sign up in less than 4 months. See? Thank you very much. I got my first sign up in 4 months. If you got your first sign up in less than 4 months, you are better than me. And in my time, Because I joined long ago, there was no direct commission. That means if I referred someone to the business, I don't get paid for that. I have to complete the first step. Completing the first step took 9 months from me to earn my first commission. 9 months in QNET to earn my first commission. So now I have a question. Okay, now you can lower your hands. Okay, because I will ask another question. Okay, I'll lower all hands. Okay. I want to see the hands of those who earned their first commission. The first commission can be anything, can be a direct commission. Who earned their first commission in less than 9 months from joining QNET. Show me your hands. Thank you very much. Thank you for inspiring me. You are all considered, because we are in a business. Guys, we are in a business. Business means money, calculations. 1 + 1 = 2. So someone who earned a first commission in a less than 9 months, and someone who took 9 months to earn a commission, who is better? See, no, I'm not asking better looking. Okay, who is better in the business world? Those who earn the commission. Okay, so that's why. Okay, thank you very much. Now you can lower your hands. Okay, I just wanted to give you a proof, okay, that the person speaking to you is not speaking to you because he is better than you. You are much better. And I know some of you who maxed out in these 9 months. Okay, but what happened is, the only reason why I did not, let's say, give up is because this is my own business. If I was working for someone else, believe me, I would just simply quit. I cannot give up from my own project. On project, for me, marriage is on project. I cannot give up. Having a children, having kids is also, okay, you can ask the mothers. Okay, can a mother give up from raising up a child? All parents, can parents give up from raising up a child? No. So you cannot give up, especially that in this business, there's so many successful people, which gives a hope. Why people come and talk to you every time and share their testimony, to give you a hope that you can do it. If they can do it, you can do it. But they always share with you how they did it. Mohit comes and tell you, okay, empty your cup. Why he's asking you to empty your cup? Because this is how he did it. Because Mohit had to empty his cup first. I had to empty my cup. By the way, I have my cup with me. When Mohit was saying empty your cup, I was emptying my cup also, and I was doing this. You know why? Because I cannot log into this call with a full cup. Cannot. It's a process that we do every morning. All successful people, they do it every morning. Okay, so coming back to the attitude towards the business by becoming your own boss. Your own, see, own boss doesn't mean that you do whatever you want, because there's a rules. Okay, so when you drive the car, Chirag, when you drive your car, okay, you are the driver. You know the directions, but there is a rules you follow. If the stoplight is red, you cannot cross. Okay, and there is a maximum speed for the road. If this road is 120, you cannot cross, otherwise you will be fined. Okay, so yes, being your own boss, but you have to follow the system of infinity. All right, okay, so coming back, being an own boss, that means I must be ready to face challenges without giving up. Because if you ask yourself, changing life, if you really believe that this business will change your life, And guys, when I'm saying this, I really mean it, because I'm someone, you can ask Mohit, I'm someone who really came from a very simple background. I came from Africa. And today I will show you what this business, what did QNET did for all Africans. We came from a very simple background. So when I say this will change your life, I really mean it. You can simply see your life 5 years from today, 3 years from today, or 10 years from today. So if you see the results that will happen, if you could see the result, okay, that what R. Kelly said in the song. There's a song, I believe I can fly. I really love to listen to that song, because he said, if you can see it, then you can do it. If you just believe it, there's nothing to it. So I always love to hear to this song. If you can see it here. So seeing it, that means having a vision. Okay, there's a difference between seeing Harini in front of me, I'm seeing you, but seeing Harini 5 years from today. I'm seeing Chirag now. Okay, this is seeing you, but seeing you 5 years from today, seeing you 10 years from today, this is we call vision. So you must be able to see yourself 5 years from today. Where do you want to be 5 years from today? Because this is will reflect on what will be your attitude today. Because your attitude today is to fulfill that picture that you are able to see. Okay, and this is what we call the dreams. When we sit down and write the dreams, okay, anytime you write the dreams, you are able to see it and feel it. If you wrote down in your dream list, my dream house, while you are writing it, you are seeing that dream house. Okay, so all this vision or image, I had it before I even faced challenges. I knew it will not be easy. I knew it will not be easy. That's why any rejections, any challenges, I used to embrace it. I just used to take it very what do you call? I used to take it very. I used to take it as a motivation. Okay, because if I'm not motivated by the challenges, see, the success is always has a special taste. Okay, and maybe some of you achieved some success somewhere. Okay, and when you come to Vcon or you come to events of Infinity, you see your uplines. Okay, edified uplines, very successful, sharing their stories. So success is always something that we all want to achieve, but there is a price for it. And the price, you must be ready for it. But the price, it's different. My price can be different from Praveen's price. Okay, because the price defined by what do I want to achieve at the end. Okay, if all my dream is to buy iPhone 13 Max Pro, this is all my dream. Okay, and my other dream is to build a house that worth $2 million. Will we both pay the same price? No. The price defines by what is your dream and what do you want to achieve, to be ready to pay that price. Okay, and I remember I joined the business in 2002. Yeah, 2002, yes. And I had to travel from my country to build this business also. Since that time, I'm just drawing a circle. Okay, so I came to Dubai, okay, and I signed up my cousin, and I started spending time here in Dubai. Okay, but I remember that time I could not afford having my family. Okay, because I got married in 2003. Okay, it took me like 5 years away from my family. Family means wife, kids, and mother, and the big family. 5 years away from them. and I used to like visit them every 6 months, 1 week for 5 years. Okay, so one of the funniest things, okay, it was painful at that time, but today when I say it's really funny. Okay, I had one cousin. She's like my sister. She's very close to me. Okay, and I got really busy in networking, building. And she got married, and I was busy I was in UAE, just building. She's in Sudan. She got married. I did not even, call her and say congratulations. Feeling guilty inside because she's my sister. And I heard after 1 year that she gave a child, boy. And I wanted to call, but I felt like, hey, my ego said, hey, now you're calling to say congratulations for the son or for the child or for the marriage. So better don't call. Okay. And after quite a long time, I took the flight. I went to Sudan just for 1 week. And when I reached home, guess what? She opened the door. She was there at my home. When I saw her in front of me and she was carrying a baby boy, okay, I really felt very shy. And I said, it was really touching moments. I really wanted to hug and say congratulations. I said, okay, screw it and just act normal as nothing happened. Okay, don't feel shy. I just hug, hey, I miss you. Okay, and then I started to play with the boy, with the child. Oh, very handsome. You say beautiful. Okay, but he doesn't look like you. Maybe he looks like his father. Okay, and then suddenly she's crying. My wife is crying. Guess why? Because that boy she was carrying was my son. But I did not realize that because I didn't spend time with my son. And then she said, I forgive you. If you cannot realize or acknowledge your own son, that means you are really so far, not even from me, from your own family. So this is one of the painful moments I remember. Okay. Yet today, when I tell it like it was part of the price to be paid, because I really wanted to change their lives. I really wanted to change my family life, because we came all from a background that if not QNET, I cannot even imagine where would we be. And so many things like that. So you have to be ready always to pay that price. Of course, do not repeat what I am doing, what I did. Do not repeat it, but please consider this business as your own business and be ready to face your own battle, face your own challenges, because there's something big, very big is waiting for you. Okay, so it took me 3 years in QNET. I earned only $3,000. And today I'm not saying this to demotivate you. That in the first 3, why? You know why? Because you all are better than me. I earned in 3 years $3,000, but I have downlines. They earned in 3 years $1 million. So who is better? So that's why you cannot measure by me. My story is to inspire you that you are better than me, that if I can make it, you can make it also. That if I did it, because it took me 3 years to earn $3,000. And what happened? What's the breakthrough for me? The results were all going down, 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 down. Challenges, 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 challenges. I was so motivated, to be very honest. I was never down. Why? Because I always consider my motivation as internal motivation. My motivation was never external. Because if your motivation is external, like for example, today, if you are only motivated because of the system, because of this training, then after this training, your motivation will drop because it's external. It will disappear with whatever external factor. But when your motivation is internal, it's always burned inside you. So my motivation was always internal. I always look at what is going to happen to my family. How am I going to achieve these dreams? Having this picture of me 5 years from now. Okay. Then when there was no result, I heard about something called Vcon. And to be very honest, I didn't know what is Vcon. Some IRs partners, they were talking that it's a conference, it's a convention. It's a company convention. I was wondering why they call it Vcon, why it is not QNET Con, because if it's QNET convention, that means it's a QNET, should be QNET conference. Okay, I didn't know anything. And I thought, see how moron, this is so moronic. I thought that this convention, the company will pay all my expenses. I thought. And I said, no, I don't want to go. Even in my mind that the company will pay all my expenses, I think, why should I go? And I told my upline, I said, why me? Why the company choose me to go to this conference? He said, no, you misunderstand. The company did not choose you. We are all going. I said, okay, if you are going, why should I go? You go. Because, see, I borrowed the money. And that was my first time, by the way. My first time in life to borrow money was the time I wanted to join QNET. And this habit did not stop for 3 years, borrowing money. Why? Because I needed to run my business. It's anything the upline asks, hey, you have to pay for the training. You have to pay for the NSS. There is an NSS, you have to pay. If there is a gathering system, you have to pay. Anything I had to pay. And even to charge my cell phone, I had to pay to charge to talk to the prospects. So I really needed much money I didn't have. So I always borrow. So my upline, when he said there is a conference, and he said, hey, you better go. This could be the solution. He just said, this could be the solution for all your problems. And I took a decision to go to Vcon. But when he said, you have to pay money again, this was like, and the money was big amount. And I had to borrow again. And I borrowed again. Why? Because I was really looking for a solution. Then I said, I will not go alone. Because if this is my business, my business cannot perform without my partners. I decided to find 4 people to come to Vcon with me. Why 4 people? Because I always believe in the power of 4. One day, if I die, I need 4 people to carry me. When we find, this is me, if you remember, this is you, one on the right and one on the left, could be your 002003. I need 4 people to build this organization. So I always believe in the power of 4. Okay, so I had to work hard to find 4 people, not to join QNET, but to join QNET and go to Vcon with me. And this is what happened. I made it to Vcon with my 4 people. And coming from Vcon, I remember Vcon was in November 2004. At that time, all money I earned was $2,600. In 1 year after Vcon, because of Vcon, in 1 year after Vcon, I earned like $30,000, only $30,000. But consider, if you compare with the 3 years where I earned $3,000, Vcon really helped me in my 4th year to earn $30,000. In my 5th year, because of Vcon and because I duplicated this, and I pushed my downlines to always come to Vcon with minimum 4 people. 5th year, I earned $300 only because of Vcon, the power of Vcon. Okay, and now no need to count, because every year I keep coming to Vcon. Every year I keep coming to Vcon, and anytime when I go to speak to any of my partners, I always tell that Vcon is the solution. Vcon is the family gathering. Vcon is where you will see yourself in the future. Any testimony in Vcon, you can hear, this is you in the near future. Because all of them, they came from the same place. And I wanted to just make it very simple for all of you. We are all the same. And we will all make it possible, because success has no taste if it is one person. Success is always a family together. And we will not be happy as you applied, as the V, if all of you are not successful and achieving their dreams. That's why every year we come together. We call people, come together, see the magic of Vcon. Some they now watch Vcon together. Some they watch from everywhere. But always make Vcon as a lifestyle. Don't make Vcon as just an event. Okay? If you are attending the system every week, there's also a Vcon twice a year. Same importance. Nothing is much important than the other. If the system every week is important, Vcon twice a year is also important. But you must come, and do not come alone. And you will see the magic. You will see the change happening. Because coming to Vcon alone, when you go back, people ask you, how was Vcon? Yeah, people will ask you, hey, how was the Vcon? Will you be able to explain, describe? No, impossible. It's proven. Impossible to describe how was Vcon to someone who never been to Vcon. I always refer to this like a chocolate, the chocolate taste. Okay, so if I ask Praveen, who never tasted a chocolate, Praveen never tasted a chocolate, and he said, how's the chocolate taste? I'll try to describe. Hey, it's something sweet. Then Praveen minds will go, sweet like honey? No. Sweet like, it's something sweet like sugar. He cannot, I will fail definitely to describe how the chocolate tastes to someone who never tastes a chocolate. So what's the best thing when Praveen asks me how's the chocolate taste is to give him some to try. Then he will know what is the chocolate taste. Okay, so do not, when you come to Vcon, bring your downloads. If you don't have these 4 people today, this is your mission. Go out. This is what I did. Find 4 people, sign them up, register them with you to Vcon. Okay, and you duplicate this. And one day you will invite me to your own system with thousands of people, or your own conference of thousands of people, and you will share your own story. And all because I will be inspired by your success journey. Believe me, I always inspired by Mohit's story and by all the uplines in Infinity, the story. They all been inspiration to me. Hey, Sharfun, when I sit with Sharfun, come on, that's a different, anytime. All the uplines, Sachin, Gupta, Dev Wadwani, all they have a very inspiring story. And you will also have your own inspired story. Because we all came, the place that you are sitting right now is the same place that we were sitting before you. So it's a step towards becoming a speaker or becoming a successful VC or AVP or a platinum or diamond or even blue diamond. All right, and this is how we call the good news. You know what's the good news? The good news, you cannot fail in QNET. Nobody will fail in QNET. If you know someone who failed in QNET, tell me. Nobody fails in QNET. There's some people who quit QNET. But nobody. You cannot fail in QNET unless you quit, unless you decide to quit. But as long as you are doing it, you will achieve the success. Even if the results is not coming today, this is, we call it a delay. It's a delay. Doesn't mean it will not come. A delay, how do we, if there is a delay, because I also faced this delay before. I call it delay. Delay, that means I had to learn more. I'm lacking some knowledge. When there is a delay in the results, that means I have to learn more, keep coming to events, but it will come. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, it will definitely come. And everyone sitting now, watching me in the system will one day become a great businessman and businesswoman. And we will all come and sit and listen to your story. And this is what I do today. Anytime there is any training, I go and sit and listen and get inspired. So there's nothing impossible. We will all make it. We will all make it. Okay, and if Mohit, if you allow me, I want to share, because I kept this for my closing part. Okay, I wanted to share one story from Africa. Okay, Africa is a continent you all got to see in maybe in the news or in the TV. Okay, because I come from Africa. Okay, this story, it's just a living proof what QNET can make for you. Okay, it's a story of a good brother from a country called Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast. Okay, and this person, his name is Sila Yusuf. Okay, some of you heard about Sila Yusuf. Okay, but you might not know what I'm going to tell you about Sila Yusuf. Okay, so Sila Yusuf is from a village in Cote d'Ivoire, a small village, where his father's dream was to buy a bicycle. That's how he came from. The father's dream, biggest dream, is to buy a bicycle. Okay, so Sila stopped his studies because he cannot even afford for studies, and he took a bus and came to the town, which is Abidjan, and he decided to work, to join the police. Yes, as a soldier. He said joining a police, it's not requiring any qualification. Okay, they'll just tuck me in a camp for 1 year, and then I'll become a soldier. Okay, so he struggled a lot where to stay in Abidjan till he came to apply. When he applied for the police, they rejected him. They said, you are unfit. And he was totally lost. Then he heard about this business of QNET. So QNET, for this kind of people, so I believe Sila Yusuf was not in a contact list of anyone, because people, they just simply prejudge. He's just a village boy. Okay, so village boy cannot join QNET. Why? Because we prejudge that they cannot afford paying to join. Correct? This is how how we prejudge those who don't have money. Say, don't have money, I don't write it. But he heard about the business. Himself, he made it, and he attended a presentation. And he took like 9 months to borrow the money. He started borrowing from people he don't even know. He started to beg people on street. He did everything just to collect money to join here. And what he did, he immediately called his brother from the village. I said, hey, come, I found the solution that will make our family live a better life. Finally, we will sell our cows and we will buy the bicycle for our father. See the statement. Finally, we will sell the cow and buy the bicycle for our father. Okay, and we will build a house. So his brother also came and he did the same thing. He started to borrow the money and he joined. And then his brother signed up one good friend from the same village. Okay, so what happened is these 3 people, they started to do the business, but there was no results. Same like my story, same like some of your story when the results are delayed. All right. What happened is the V announced an event in Cote d'Ivoire called Vcon. That was in the year 2013. And there was a registration fee. Okay. For any event, you pay money, right? You see that the negative people say, why every time I pay to go? Okay, so they did not look at it. Why should we pay to go to the event? There is an event. But of course, they cannot afford paying. Okay, and Sila's mother was in the hospital in that village, and he cannot even pay for that medicine for the hospital, because they're asking him to send money. If he can send money, he could not. So he was in a very tough time. Yet he decided to join this conference. Why? Because he believed that this is going to be the solution. This is the same way when I decided to go to Vcon, because I said this is the solution. And for me, that was the last option, is Vcon. So he decided to join that conference. He and his 2 downlines. One is Zumana, one is Angolo. Okay. And what happened? I'm going to share a video with you. If can I share a video? Let me share a video that explaining the story in details. Yes. This video called When You Believe, of the three boys. Okay, I'll be pausing and reading the story. It's a story. All right, can you see Mohit? Okay, so once upon a time, there were 3 young boys from Cote d'Ivoire who came from a very simple families, yet they had a very big dreams. This is Sila Yusuf and his brother Zumana, and the third person is called Angolo. These are the 3 people. All right. Sila joined the business first and invited his brother Zumana and later joined Angolo. The young boys coached by Sila wanted to achieve big success and change their lives, but there were no results happening. They were struggling a lot and facing many challenges. In 2013, the V announced Vcon in Cote d'Ivoire. Sila pushed his partners Zumana and Angolo, who were new in the business, to register for this Vcon. So when I say Vcon, it's a Vcon, but regional. It's the same like Vcon. The three of them had no money to register for the event. They borrowed the money because they believed that Vcon will help them change. When they came to the conference, they were amazed to see 5,000 other participants also attending the Vcon. At the beginning, they never knew what is Vcon, what is Vcon. But when they came, they found After attending Vcon, Sila decided to go to Vcon.
I feel not I know the meaning of true love. I'm leaning on the everlasting arms. If I can see it, then I can do it. If I just believe it, there's nothing to it. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. I see me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. See, I was on the verge of breaking down.